Hi there matriculants and welcome back to NTE. In the previous video you saw how to basically factorize an expression. Okay, now in this video we're going to go on and look at another basic skill that we need in maths, and that is basically to solve for x. Okay, so in this case we are given the exact same expression as what we were dealing with before, but now it is actually in a equation because we see this equal sign right over here. Okay, so the equal sign transforms this from an expression to an equation, right? So this is now an equation. Okay, so basically now our task, okay, is to then solve for the x values, right, such that when they are substituted back into 6x cubed plus x squared minus x, right, the resulting output is going to be 0. Okay. Right, so now the beginning steps of this, right, is going to be exactly what we saw in the previous video, right? So we are first going to take the 6x cubed, right, plus x squared minus x equal to 0, okay? Now focusing on this left-hand side, the first thing we would need to do is to factorize this out, okay? And we saw that when we did that, this is what we got. Okay, so initially what we are doing is that these steps right over here, okay, that is the factorizing. Okay, so why do we actually go through this process of factorizing? Well, because that then helps us to basically solve for x. Okay, because what we have right now, okay, is a theory that we can apply. Okay, so we can apply the theory, okay, that says that whenever you have a product of terms, right, we usually just talk about A times B, and that product being equals to 0, right, then it means that it's either the first product A is equals to 0 or B is equals to 0. Okay, so this is the theory that we are going to draw from. Okay, so then moving on from here, we are then going to use the therefore sign, right, which helps us to make a conclusion. Okay, and just because the theory talks about two products, that doesn't make a difference. Even if we have three products, it means that now we can apply this and say that, well, this then means that the first product x has to be equals to 0, okay, or the second product, which is 3x minus 1 has to be equals to 0, okay, or the last product, which is 2x plus 1, that has to be equals to 0. Okay. Okay, so the first solution is actually already solved. We already have our first solution, x is equals to 0. Okay, these last two are basically linear equations that need a little bit more rearranging in order for us to solve for x. Okay, with the first one, we can add 1 on both sides, which will give us 3x is equals to 1. Okay, and then lastly, we just need to divide both sides by x, which will give us x is equals to 1/3. Okay. We'll do the same thing for this last factor, and that will give us 2x is equals to negative 1 this time, okay, and then finally x is equals to negative 1/2. Okay, so that's the three solutions that we have, okay, for x, and this basically just means that if you take, okay, these x values, either the x value of 0, and you substitute it back into the original expression, right, your output will be 0. Okay, and that is true for all of these x values, the x value of 0, the x value of 1/3, and the x value of negative 1/2.